Hello everybody, my name is Cameron Earl, and welcome back to the Ultimate Villainous Tournament. In the last episode, we had King Candy versus Gaston versus Horned King versus Davy Jones, but I'm not going to tell you how that one ended in case you haven't watched it, because it is a spoiler. Today, we are here with yet another 4-player match. We have 5 more 4-player matches to go, and the one I chose to bring you today is Maleficent from Introduction to Evil, Oogie Boogie, Tamatoa, and Ratigan. So all these villains can win fairly quickly, and I'm on a time crunch, so let's get this done. First things first, Maleficent starts with 2 cackling goons, a savage goon, and green fire, so we're going to go straight over here to the forest, and I'm going to start by placing down 2 cackling goons. Right here, after gaining 3, of course, because the best thing to do with Introduction to Evil Maleficent is get as many allies out as possible. We're going to drive back up. We got the staff, and we got Forest of Thorns. Over here to Oogie Boogie now. We do not start with any... Oh, we do. Never mind. Maleficent did gain 3 power, so I am going to play Trick or Treat. So I'm going to roll both dice. On an 8 or more, I gain that same amount of power. On a 7 or less, I take 1 power from any player. Unless I'm going to take that power from Maleficent because she is the one who gained it. And now I'm going to go... Let's see here. Well, let's see. Oh, why did I put it back in here? I was supposed to have 2 better. Why did I put it back in the cauldron? Go here. I'm going to discard what have we here, and I'm going to spend 1 to play Imposter Sandy Claus. All right, let's see here. Boom. Nice. A nice 11 coming through with Oogie Boogie. We get our first Imposter Sandy Claus on Santa Claus on the first turn. Best thing to do. We draw What Did Santa Bring You? Making Christmas Time. And What Did Santa Bring You again? This has to do with the play card action. I can discard any number of cards from my hand and draw 2 cards. Alright, over here now. So what, that's the play card action? That's play card action, right? Gotta refresh myself already. Yeah. Tamatoa starts with a really interesting hand. Over here, starting with 3 Maui, not exactly Maui times, and a powerless. So what I think I'm going to do, Lolatai, gain 2, spend nothing to play not exactly Maui time, because might as well, right? So I could choose to play it, or I can discard it. Hey, am I able to immediately discard Hey, oh. This is the exception, because I immediately have to play it regardless. So, then reveal and play the next 2 Maui cards. So I draw Sea Star Maui, next turn Tamatoa doesn't have to move. And Fish Maui. Tamatoa reveals his hand, gains 1 power for each condition, and discards his conditions. He has no conditions, so both of those have no effect, virtually. Then I'm going to discard 2 cards, but I'm going to keep a not exactly Maui time for later. We draw a You Look Like Seafood. Not so tough. And I'll tell you in song. Alright, Tamatoa did take a play card action, so Oogie Boogie is going to be playing those conditions. He's going to start with 1. What does Santa bring you? What does Santa bring you? You may discard any number of cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. I'm not going to discard any, but I am going to draw the 2. We get It's a Vacation and Lock, and then I'm going to play the other one. And I'm going to discard Making Christmas Time and just draw 2 more cards. And Tamatoa did gain power, so I'm going to play Trick or Treat, in which I get a 6, so I'm taking a power from Tamatoa. And yeah, that's a lot of condition play from Oogie Boogie there. Over here now to Ratigan. Alright. Let's see if I can get this closer to the table. Ratigan starts with a Gears, a Tools, a Capture, and a Greatest Criminal Mind. I'm going to start off, I'm going to go to Flowersham's Toy Shop. I'm going to play Greatest Criminal Mind to draw 2 cards. I get Gears and Uniform, and then I'm going to spend 2 to play Tools. So there's that. Don't forget to grab my 1 power. And I'm going to discard Uniform and Capture. Already gain a lot of gears, and we draw more gears and a Devious. Nice. Gears are what you want with Ratigan. Fun fact, I'm pretty sure Ratigan is the only character in the game who can play only items and win. Alright. Well, no, actually that's a lie. Prince John doesn't have to play anything and he can win. Alright, Maleficent's turn. I'm going to go over to Briar Rose's cottage. I'm going to gain 2, and I'm going to spend 2 place a Forest of Thorns down to Briar Rose's cottage. Same conditions. Force Storms can only be played to a location with an ally. So I'm going to play that there. And then I'm going to move these Cackling Goons over to the Forbidden Mountains. And I'm not going to discard anything. I'm just going to draw back up, and I draw a Dragon form. We're here to Oogie Boogie now. I forgot to place their pieces in a bag. Hold on. I just gotta get their pieces here for when I have to draw them. I also am gonna have to buy these for Ernesto de la Cruz Pawns and the Sanderson sisters whenever that person on Etsy decides to start selling them. Alright, I did drop one on the floor somewhere. Where did it go? There it went. Alright, over here to Oogie Boogie now. We got Imposter Santa Claus, the Bathtub, Lock, and It's a Vacation. First things first, so I'm going to go to Halloween Town and gain 3, and I'm going to spend 1 immediately to play It's a Vacation. To discard the top 3 Fate cards, draw 1 villain card for each hero card discarded. That's Citizens, that's 1 hero. Mare, that's 2 heroes. And Sally, that's 3 heroes. That's nice. We got Sally out of there. And we draw Shock, Loaded Dice, and Bats. All nice cards. However, I am going to... I'm not going to discard anything. I am going to discard the Bats, actually. I'm going to spend 1 to play an Imposter Santa Claus. We roll a 7. What is that? 7 or more, place this card next to Santa Claus. Yep. Alright. And I got a nice looking hand here, so I'm not going to draw anything. It's going to be it for Oogie Boogie. No one played an ally, so Tamatoa did not get Not So Tough. I'm going to go... Or possible is gain 2, spend 2 to play I'll Tell You in Song. Shuffle 3. Well, actually, first, it says shuffle 3. What if I don't have 3? Oh, I have exactly 3. Discard villain cards into your deck. Draw 2 cards. So this is hopefully going to help me get the hook out early. Because that's what you want. Find these as fast as possible. Tamatoa can win very quick, but he can also get soft-locked into not doing anything at all. So it says draw 2 cards. I draw 2 cards. I draw a Not Exactly Maui Time and a Crustacean with the Power Creation. I'm going to play that card, actually. You may shuffle your Fate discard pile into your deck. Reveal the top 4 cards. Play each item revealed to a different location. Discard the remaining cards. So, top 4. We get Maui, something shiny, and Escape. So we don't get what we want. I'm going to instantly play... I gotta play in the different locations. I'm gonna play them here. So, if I end my turn now, I instantly get rid of this. But that means I have to end my turn, so that's it. I don't have nothing to draw up because I have a full hand. We go back over here to Ratigan. Get his hand here. Alright. I'm simply just gonna go over to Buckingham, gain 1, and play Gears for free, because the tools knock every item down by 1. And then, do I want to fate somebody? Does somebody look like they need fated? I'll tell you who looks like they need fated. Oogie Boogie looks like he needs fated. He's already halfway there. So, I'm gonna... Usually I don't choose the fate who gets fated, but this time I will, because Oogie Boogie's the only one who's actually made like any real progress. Besides Maleficent, of course, but Maleficent's fate deck is brutal. So I drew Hello Oogie and Dr. Finkelstein. I'm not going to play Dr. Finkelstein because he's garbage. So I was going to play Hello Oogie, so his next roll is reduced by 2. Even though, like, a lot of Oogie Boogie's fate deck doesn't actually do anything to him. And then I don't think I need this Devious card, so I'm going to discard it, and I'm going to draw back up. I get more Gears and Marvelous Trap. The Robot Queen is already virtually free just by looking at my hand. So... good on Ratigan there. Let me make sure my phone isn't absolutely dying. I made sure my phone was fully charged before I recorded this video. Luckily, I am getting a new phone and getting rid of this dinosaur that I have. So, I mean, it's not a dinosaur. It's like a 3-year-old phone, but, you know, I got it at a time I didn't really know how to take care of a phone, so it's suffered. Okay, so I want to go to the forest. I want to gain 3. I want to spend 1 to play the staff. And then I'm going to spend 2 only because of the staff to play a green fire to the Forbidden Mountains. And then I'm going to discard 1 card and draw back up. I get Vanish, Tyranny, and Raven. Raven's ability. Before Maleficent moves, you may move the Raven to perform any available non-fade action at that new location. Curses cannot be played to his location. So the Raven actually costs 1 extra power, but he has a downgrade to his power. So, kind of a nerf on the Raven there. I don't have anything to roll, so I'm just going to go over to the Trio's Treehouse, gain 2, and I'm going to spend 2 to play Shock to Halloween Town. And, I'm not going to discard anything, actually. I'll just draw back up. Do I want to fade anybody? I think Maleficent looks like she needs faded. She has 2 curses out. So we're going to fade. Prince Philip. When Prince Philip is played, you may discard all allies from his location. And King Hubert, you may move 1 ally from each adjacent location to his location. I'm going to play Prince Philip to the location with the Forest of Thorns and get rid of that. He covers up 2 good actions, and also he's got rid of a curse, so. Alright, back to Tamatoa. Tamatoa, once again, not having the best of hands. So I think I'm actually just going to go over here, and I am going to fate. Who do I want to fate? Let's see here. I'm going to draw from the bag on this one, so we'll give this a little shake, and then we'll draw. Who do I get? I get Maleficent again. All right. Sword of Truth and Once Upon a Dream. I cannot play Once Upon a Dream, so I guess Prince Philip is getting the Sword of Truth. So the cost to play a curse in this location is increased by 2 power. And he has 7 strength. So basically what it's saying is that Prince Philip's going to be there forever. Oh, also one thing I did forget is that Tamatoa ended his turn there, so he does get rid of that Something Shiny card. Alright, back to Ratigan. I'm going to go over to Flowersham's Toy Shop. I'm going to gain 3. I'm going to discard 1, and I'm going to spend nothing to play 2 gears down because of the tools. So I just have tools. I just have gears everywhere. The Queen is already down to 5 power, and I'm going to draw back up. Uniform, Devious, and Fidget. Probably too late in the game at this point to play Fidget. Really don't need him now because I got enough gears out to where having Flaversham on my board is probably a detriment. Alright. Now, here, what do I want to do? Because Prince Philip took all my stuff. I think I just go here to King Stephen's Castle in game 1 and fate. There's not much I can do with the little amount of power that I have. So, who do I want to fate? We draw from the bag. So I'm going to shake the bag. I get this bag shaking. Kind of have to hold it open. Alright. Let's draw. Who am I drawing? Maleficent again. Alright, so I guess Maleficent's not fading. Alright. Over here, there is a case to be made to where the fate token should probably be used in a 4-player game, but but the likelihood of all 3 players going specifically to fate you is kind of low, I feel. Which is why I think that the rule is the fate token is only for 5 and 6 player games. Alright, Oogie Boogie has Locke, who is he could be used later. Bathtub Making Christmas Time, Loaded Dice. I just need to get cards out of my hand, so I'm going to go here. Shock is going to let me draw 1 card, actually. I draw another Loaded Dice. I'm going to play Making Christmas Time after gaining 3. I'm going to gain 3. and spend 1. So I only grab 2 power play, making Christmas time. I rolled a 6, which means I just draw a card. That's fine by me. It's a spider, so I'm going to get rid of 1 load of dice, 1 spider, and then I'm going to spend 2 to play Lock to Oogie Boogie's Lair. And that just leaves a load of dice in the bathtub in my hand. I'm going to draw back up. I get Barrel, and this time we bagged him. Oogie Boogie's slowing down a little bit. I don't know where these Imposter Sandy Clauses are at. He's got, like, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He got, like, 11 cards left, and, like, 4 of those are Imposter Sandy Claus cards. So we shall see. Back over to Tamatoa, who has made no progress. I'm going to go over to Impossible Cliffs. I'm going to play Game 2, spend nothing to play Not Exactly Maui time. What is it? It is Lizard Maui. Tamatoa discards an ally. I can't play that guy, discard it. I'm going to play another Not Exactly Maui time. Shark Maui, always got +2 strength. Can't play that either. And I was going to discard the last 2 cards in my hand, because why not? I mean, I got nothing left. I got nothing to do with those. We're going to drop back up. Trapped, you look like seafood, bait, and crustacean with the power of creation. So we finally got 1 useful card. The more I play Tamatoa, I think I like him less, honestly. Like, the Maui deck is a cool concept, but there's some games where you won't use it at all. At the same time, Tamatoa's allies are so weak that if you have to take out Maui multiple times, you're probably just going to lose. You can get soft-locked into literally being able to do nothing. Alright, I'm just going to go over to Buckingham Palace, gain 1. I'm going to spend nothing, and I'm going to put some more gears down. And then I'm going to discard Fidget in uniform. I'm going to keep the Devious card, though. The Devious card might be good for some use later. I'm not going to Fate with Ratigan. I think enough Fate actions went out at this point. We draw the Greatest, Criminal Mind, an Airship, and Felicia. I already have an idea of what we're going to do on Ratigan's turn next turn. Back over to Maleficent. Let's see here. So I'm going to go back over to Forest. I'm going to gain 3. I'm going to spend 4 to play the Raven to Briar Rose's Cottage. And then I'm going to spend nothing to play Vanish. And then I'm going to discard Tyranny because nobody has allies out. And I might as well discard the Savage Goon. The Savage Goon's not doing anything. He's cluttering up my hand. Draw back up. Vanish, Sinister Goon, Cackling Goon. Okay, we got some cheaper allies out. No curses, but we do got Vanish again. Back over here to Oogie Boogie, who still does not have an Imposter Santa Claus. Still has not rolled the dice, mind you. Wait, yes he did. Oh, that would have just made that less. So, Hello Oogie goes away. Never mind. I completely forgot about Hello Oogie. But in the grand scheme, it didn't do anything because I didn't care what the outcome of that card was. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a chill turn. Go to Trio's Treehouse. I'm going to gain 2. I'm going to spend 2 to play Barrel to Halloween Town, and that's it. I draw, and I draw an Imposter Sandy Claus. Over to Tamatoa now. Do I want to Fate with Oogie? I think it's time to give Ratigan his first Fate. I'm not going to use Devious, because I'd much rather say that for when I have the Queen. We get Olivia. When Olivia is defeated, choose an opponent. That opponent reveals and plays the top card of your Fate deck in a Flower Show. We don't want to put a potential tool on his board, so I'm just going to play Olivia. Let's play her to the toy shop, where she started the movie. Now it's Tamatoa's turn. I think I'm going to go over here, gain 2. I'm going to spend 3 to play Crustacean. Let's see what the top 4 cards of his deck are. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's he get? He gets Moana, Still Sit Down, Heart of Tafiti, and Mini Maui. Nice. So Moana's going to come out because I'm playing the Heart of Tafiti. And I'm going to put that at Tamatoa's lair. So Tamatoa already finally getting progress on his board. And then I'm just going to discard 2 cards. No, I'm going to keep this card, actually. And then we're going to draw back up. I get Trapped and 8-Eyed Bats. Alright, over here now. Now Tamatoa is kind of on the board for fading. Ratigan's turn. Livia there kind of did mess up what I was going to do. Like I said, I'm just going to go to Flowershim's Toy Shop. So play Greatest Criminal Mind to draw 2 cards. I draw the Belle and the Ruffians. And of course I do draw my 3, gain my 3 power. Once again, I've not found out a plan, have not really thought up a plan to add Ernesto Hans and the Sanderson sisters to the tournament, but I think honestly the outcome of it is going to be, I think when we get down to 3-player matches, I think I'm just going to add them in a 3-player match. That's probably going to be it. Alright, Maleficent's turn. Let's see, we got 2 Sinister Goons. We don't have to move, so I'm just going to go here, or stay here, I mean. I'm going to move the Raven over, actually, and he's going to gain me 3 monies. And then I'm also going to gain 3 monies with Maleficent. But I'm going to spend 2 of that, so I'm actually only really gaining 4 to play a Sinister Goon to Briar Rose's Cottage. And then I'm going to play Vanish again. And what do I draw? Malice and Vanish again. Nice, we love vanishing. Vanishing's our favorite thing to do. Oogie Boogie's turn. I'm going to go over to Halloween Town. Shock's going to let me draw a card. Then I am going to play Imposter Santa Claus. Barrel's going to increase the roll by 1. And I get a 5. Which he still doesn't increase, right? So I'm going to play one of my cheats. And I'm going to re-roll this 1. I roll a 1 again. Alright, doesn't matter. Either way, Imposter Santa Claus is gone. I still didn't grab my 2 power, but actually, that gives me just enough power to play. This time we bagged them to choose a play in effect, and I choose the dice result if I need to roll the dice. So I'm going to choose a 12, and I'm going to get that 3rd Imposter Santa Claus out, and then I'm going to discard 1 card and draw back up. Loaded dice, Imposter Santa Claus, and what have we here? Alright. Going back over now to Tamatoa. Let's see here. I'm going to go over to the Impossible Cliffs. Why I kept this card bait was I was going to use it. Draw a card for each hero in my realm. I just want to see what I get. Okay, I got nothing. I'll tell you in song form. Gain 2. I don't have no power. So I think actually I'm just going to discard 3 cards. And draw back up. We get Bait again, 8-Eyed Bats again, and Fish Monster. Fish Monster. Alright. Over here now to the Ratigan. That blasted Ratigan. Alright. I'm going to go over Buckingham Palace. I'm going to spend nothing, and I'm going to put the Belle down to Big Ben. Why not? Gain that 1 power. And then I am just going to... I'm going to discard Felicia, Ruffians, and Devious. Devious is cool and all, but I need to find this queen. But I am keeping this airship. I draw Royal Robes, Bartholomew, and Extravagant, and I am going to Fate Tamatoa. Alright, I got Still Upside Down and Maui time. Find Maui and play him. Find Maui's hook and attach to Maui. Or make Tamatoa lose all of his power. I don't think I want to bring the hook out right now. So I think I'm just going to make him lose half his power. Is it rounded up? Yeah, so he's going to lose 2. Tamatoa's losing 2 power. Not the best fate, but I think it's a little too soon to bring the hook out. Or Maui out. And the hook. Alright, back over here now to Maleficent. I don't have to move. I am going to move the Raven. I think it would have been better to actually put that Sinister Goon there. But anyway, I'm going to move the Raven here. And he's just going to gain me 1 power. Actually, I'm going to use him to play another card, actually. I'm going to play Vanish with him. Then I'm going to sit here and gain 3. And I'm just going to instantly spend 3 because I'm playing a Sinister Goon here. And I'm playing a Cackling Goon here. And then I will discard Malice. And I get to draw a fresh new hand of cards. And I don't need to move next turn. I draw Malice, Green Fire, Forest of Thorns, and Forest of Thorns. Alright. Does Maleficent get to win condition next turn? It makes me wonder. Over here to Oogie Boogie now. I got Making Christmas Time stuck in my head. Think what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here. Heroes Treehouse. I'm going to play the bathtub. And I'm going to activate it. And I'm going to move all these guys to over here. They all got 4 strength, by the way. They all get added strength. And then do I want to fate with Oogie Boogie? Let's draw from the bag. Let's see who the bag wants me to fate. Oogie Boogie. So no, I'm not fating. Wow. The bag has not really done much this game, has it? This is showing up to be like a record time Villainous game. 4-player Villainous game. Alright. Well, I did lose some of my power, so that did put a pretty big damper in my plans. So I'm just going to go over to the Bone Cage. Gain 1, I'm going to spend 2 to play the Fish Monster. I'm actually going to play into Lalotai. And then I'm just going to fate Oogie Boogie. Let's fate Oogie Boogie. And I draw nice and shiny. Okay, what do I get? Hello Oogie and 0. I'm going to play Hello Oogie again. 0's cool, but only if Jack Skellington's in play. Alright, back over here now. I still do not have the Robot Queen. Still don't know what to do. I don't even have a discard, so this kind of sucks. All I can do is play a card and hope that it is the card I need. So I'm going to go over to Flowers' Toy Shop, gain 3, and spend nothing. I'm going to play Bartholomew to Buckingham Palace. Of course, Bartholomew is just cannon fodder to bring the cat out. And let's see. Is this next card the Robot Queen? It is not. It is not, indeed, not the Robot Queen. Wow, that Robot Queen's hiding somewhere down there. We're almost to Ratigan's deck. Alright. Over here now, we got Maleficent. Let's see here. So I don't have to move. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to move the Raven over, I don't know, the Forbidden Mountains. Because why not? And I'm just going to use them to use a play card action. And, of course, the staff is only going to make me use 1 power. So I'm going to use 1 power to play a Forest of Thorns. And then I'm going to speed still there. I'm going to gain 3, but I'm going to spend 3 because I'm going to play all these for a properly lowered price. Boom. So, and it doesn't say start our current turn. So, actually, Maleficent wins. Maleficent is the first winner here. Wow. Those Vanish cards really did a lot, didn't they? What happens if we would have faded her again? Once Upon a Dream and Sword of Truth, once again, it wouldn't have done nothing. It actually wouldn't have done anything to Maleficent, because here's the thing. You put all those curses out with Maleficent in 1 turn, and what can they do to you? Maleficent not having a start a turn goal makes her strangely a lot more powerful. Alright, so that was Maleficent. Maleficent is our first winner here. Congratulations to this character, I guess. I think it's foreshadowing that Tamatoa is going to lose. Alright, Oogie Boogie here. I'm going to go over to Oogie Boogie's lair. Shock's going to let me draw a card, not that I think it matters. I'm going to gain 2. I'm going to spend 1 to play Imposter Sandy Claus. Barrel's going to increase the roll by 1. Reroll that. And it's a 1. There's a 3 up there. It's a 1. So I do got a cheat dice. I am going to play that. A 1 again? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, and Hello Oogie also. decreased the first one a lot. Wow, that sucks. Okay. It rolled a 5 on the ground, by the way. I just didn't want to, like, cause any suspicion. But it rolled a 5 on the ground. Alright, then. And Oogie draws a Bats. Alright, definitely time to fate Oogie Boogie. Definitely time to fate Oogie Boogie, because Oogie Boogie's about to win out here. But Tamatoa doesn't have a fate action, so it ain't happening with him. I'm going to go to Impossible Plus Gain 2. I'm going to play Nice and Shiny to Gain 2 again. And shuffle Maui's discard pile into his deck. And that gives me enough power to play... You look like seafood, pay power equal to the strength of the hero and defeat the heroes. So Moana's gone. And Heart of Tafiti is now Tamatoa's. And he draws a tree monster and more bats. Where's that hook at? All Tamatoa has to do is play that hook and he wins. Oh, I knocked a fate card on the ground. That's no fun. Oh, this ain't looking good for Ratigan. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to discard 3 cards, and I'm going to fate Oogie Boogie. We get Distraction, which I can't play, and Citizens. So I'm going to play Citizens to the Lair. Alright, and then we're going to draw up with Ratigan, Robot Queen, Ruffians, and Ruffians. We finally get the Robot Queen out on the board. Well, in our hand, I mean. Not on the board yet. Back over to Oogie Boogie. Man, Maleficent's win really just came out of nowhere, didn't it? Alright, well, good thing I have time to kill Oogie Boogie. So I'm going to gain 3, I'm going to spend 2 to play some bats, and I'm going to vanquish those, well, just going to keep those there. And then, I guess I'll just draw back up. I got nothing else to do. Alright, Tamatoa's turn. Doesn't have the goods yet, so I'm just going to go here. Gain 2, discard 3, and draw back up. 8-eyed bats, fish are dumb, and Maui's hook. Uh-oh. But the other players don't know that Tamatoa has that card. Is Ratigan actually going to be out of the tournament already? Because if I was Ratigan personally, I would just go to the toy shop, gain 3, and then spend 2 to play the Robot Queen. I would get rid of all my gears. And it really just cleans this board up, doesn't it? Rid of all the gears, so that's 12 with the tools is 13. So the Robot Queen only costs 2. I would play her here. And then that would have to be my turn. But unless I once again get unlucky with another roll, I think Oogie Boogie pulls out a win this turn. Oh, wait, no, Oogie Boogie does not pull out a win this turn, actually. I gotta go to Trio's Treehouse. I gotta gain 2, and I gotta spend 1 to play Imposter Sandy Claus. The thing is, I have no help here from Barrel or anything. I have no cheats in my hand. And I roll a 6. This ain't good. What's with my luck today? What's with my luck today? Oogie Boogie's dying. I spent 2 for those bats, and then I only spent 1 for Imposter Sandy Claus, so I still have 1 power. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Alright, in that case, then, I'm going to fate Tamatoa. He's the next best thing. I draw... Oh, Moana was the card I dropped on the ground. I draw Hey Hey and Maui Time. Hey Hey does nothing, so I think I'm going to play Maui Time to get him using that deck. Maui, as we know, was discarded earlier. He's one of the first fate cards discarded. I'll play him to the Cliffs. Is that what that's called? Impossible Cliffs. Little Tamatoa has the hook in his hand. Never play Hey Hey. Always play the other card. Hey Hey does nothing. And Maui has a... So Tamatoa now has to reveal a card from the Maui deck, and it is Maui's turn. And we reveal Hey Hey Maui, which means I immediately have to reveal and play the next 2. I got Sea Star Maui, I do not have to move, and Beetle Maui. Shuffle together all allies in Tamatoa's realm. Distribute them between locations as easily as possible. I'm just going to put the fish guy back, honestly. Alright, well now Maui's out, so this gets a lot worse for Tamatoa here. Why do I only have 4 cards in Tamatoa's hand? Oh, because I had to play the hook. Never mind. Okay. Go around Possible Cliffs, gain 2. I'm going to spend 3 to play the Tree Monster. So that's what? That's 5 strain for Maui, and that's it. Not exactly Maui time, and Crustacean with the Power Creation, which we do not even need anymore. Too bad that the hook is now in Maui's possession. Ratigan's going to go over here. He's going to spend nothing to place the airship down. And then he's going to activate it for 1 power. And move the Robot Queen all the way over. So now Ratigan, as well, needs Urgently Fated. So, draw back up. And come over here to Oogie Boogie. And once again, I'm going to try to Graveyard. I'm going to spend 1 to play Imposter Sandy Claus. Come on, give me something. Give me something here. I got a 7, yes! Oh, yes! Alright. Those Imposter Sandy Claus get discarded. Sandy Claus is gone. He is dead. Jack Skellington's still in here somewhere. He's right here. He comes out. Unfortunately, there is citizens with him, but I'm just going to use the bats to vanquish those citizens. And the bats do force me to find an ally, so I'm just going to take a spider out from somewhere. Here's a spider. And then I am going to Fate Ratigan. Don't have a Devious card. Those are all in discard. I draw Basil right off the bat. I'm going to play Basil, discard the Robot Queen, and now Ratigan's goal flips. He is now on his rat side. And his goal is now to defeat Basil, which arguably just makes him easier. But now Oogie Boogie's basically at win conditions, so now they have to do something. So that begs the question. What is this? Reindeer Maui, discard the top 2 cards from your Fate and Villain decks. Alright, these are gone. I discard a Powerless. Oh, and a nice and shiny Powerless would have been so good. And I discard Maui Time and Escape. Alright, I really have nothing. I need a discard, but I don't have enough time. I gotta Fate somebody. So I gotta go over to Tamatoa's Lair. I'm gonna Fate Oogie Boogie. I draw 2 citizens. I'm gonna play 1 to Jack Skellington's location. And that's pretty much all I can do. I just gotta keep building up allies on Maui's location. Kill him as fast as possible. Maybe I'll get lucky with that Shark Head card. Alright, but now I need to figure out I'm going to go to Flowersman's Toy Shop. I'm going to gain 3 and spend 2 to play Ruffians to the Secret Lair, and I'm going to use them to perform an activate action to activate the bell to find Felicia. So Felicia's in my hand now. Alright. And that's all Ratigan's going to do. So Oogie Boogie doesn't win yet. Instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Halloween Town. I'm going to gain 3. And I'm going to play 2 spiders down to Oogie's Lair. And that is going to let me draw back up. I draw bats, and Oogie is the first character who has to reshuffle their deck. Wow. This game's going on longer than I thought it was going to because everyone was moving pretty swiftly. I mean, even still, I don't think this game is nearly as... And I have 3 bats and a what have you here. This game has not taken nearly as long as any of the other ones in this tournament, but the Marvel Villainous tournament had some short games. I know that. Alright. We draw Pig Maui. Tamatoa immediately loses 3 power and draws 4 cards. 1, 2, 3... And I got to reshuffle. Four. All right. The thing is, Ratigan wins next turn. Tamatoa knows that. And Oogie Boogie might win next turn. Tamatoa knows that. What I really need is an play card action. Or more power. I'm going to go here, gain 1. Do I have anything that lets me gain money whatsoever? I do not. That sucks. I'm going to go here, gain 1 and Fate Ratigan, see if I can get Basil somewhere. Call for help or Makeshift Balloon. I'm going to play Makeshift Balloon. You may immediately move that hero to any location. I'm going to move Basil over, and I'm going to get rid of that bell, so he can't use it for later. And he has +2 strength, so we're stalling Ratigan some more. Wow, this is a competitive game. All right, back over to Ratigan now. I guess with Ratigan, I'm actually just going to go over here. Spend 3 to play Marvelous Trap. Actually, no, only spend 2 because of the tools, and I'll spend 1 to play to activate it anyway. So Marvelous Trap is now activated, and I'm going to Fate. I guess I'll just Fate. Okay. Because here's the thing. In this situation, right, I would probably know that Oogie Boogie has a what have we here waiting around. So I'd probably Fate Oogie. I draw Set Things Right or Distraction. So I can move a hero to an adjacent location. I can discard a hero or item from that hero. But the thing is, if I do that, Jack's dead no matter what. I'm going to use Set Things Right. Oogie reveals his hand, choose 1 card to remove. I would obviously choose the what have we here. And then that's going to be the end of Ratigan's turn. Marvelous Trap is just there, so we got to be careful with that. So here, Oogie Boogie is going to go graveyard. I'm going to vanquish with the spiders, these citizens. So when I do that, spiders use defeat a hero, gain 1 power, and draw 1 card. I draw a set. This time we bagged him. Oh my god, do I have enough power? Oh my god, I do. I'm going to spend 5 to play This Time We Bagged Him so I can bring out What Have We Here and use that Vanquish action on Jack Skellington. I'm going to use all these guys. All these guys are gone. Oogie Boogie is the second winner. And now it's just down to Tamatoa and Ratigan. Clutch victory from Oogie Boogie there. All right. Here now to Tamatoa, who can't do much. All I can hope to do is go over to Tamatoa's lair. Gain 1. I don't have a discard. Like, I wish I could, but if Ratigan, like, I can't just let him win. You know, I have to try to do something. We got Dawson. And Sabotage card, item with a cost of 3 or less from a location in Ratigan's realm as a hero! Marvelous. Oh god, voice crack. I'm so sorry. Alright, and just like that, Tamatoa stalls Ratigan again. Oh my god, Ratigan just cannot catch a break. So, I'm going to go to Big Ben. I'm going to spend 2 to play... What if I go here? What if I go here? First of all, give me my power back. If I go here, how much do you have? You have 1. No, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. I tried. Yeah, so in that case then, I'm just going to go here. I'm going to spend... I'm going to move these ruffians over. And I'm just going to gain 1 and spend 3. Or, no. Gain 1, yes. Spend 2 to play Felicia, and I'm going to get rid of Bartholomew. If there was a way where I could, like, use the ruffians to do something different. But, man, am I sweating. It's hot in here. Running around this table is not right. And just for the hell of it, I'm going to Fate Tamatoa, because fuck that guy. That's what Ratigan's saying. We draw something shiny. Ooh. And escape. I'm just going to play something shiny to Maui's location. Now Tamatoa has to go there. I'm not entirely sure I drew a Maui card for last turn. Fish Maui. Tamatoa uses his hand, discards all conditions, and gains power form. So he gets 1, 2, 3. He has 3 power from that. And just like that, Tamatoa has to go here. Can't discard. I was going to end his turn. There's nothing he can do. And then I'm going to go over here, play another Ruffian for 2, and then vanquish Basil, and Ratigan wins the game in a clutch victory because honestly, everything that could have went wrong for Ratigan went wrong. The Robot Queen was really far down in his deck. He was getting every good fake card outplayed on him, but that is it. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I gotta go. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.